I always was a really like strong child. And then I struggled with anorexia when I was like 11 or 12. It started like I really wanted to lose some weight, and it got worse and worse. And I was like, okay, I really have to get smaller and thinner. And I really want to prove myself and others that I'm like disciplined enough to be as thin as possible. And yeah, that really turned into the anorexia and the eating disorder. And this is something that like I think I struggled almost 20 years with it. It's
Wow.
like since 3 or 4 years, I really can say I'm healed, and my body healed as well. And for this, I really needed to gain weight, just to heal not only my mind, because you really need to gain weight to like think more clearly about things.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Zone to Speak podcast. I'm your host, Juliana. Hey, everyone. Before we dive in, a quick shout out to the amazing brands that I use and love. And the best part is when you shop with them, you are directly supporting this podcast so I can keep going. Here's the lineup. Cyclist, smart pumps for the perfect tire pressure. Down the road, cycling apparel that looks good and performs. New Zest, clean, plant-based protein and nutrition. Oleos, wellness shots with adaptogens and neurotropics for energy, focus, and recovery. Code Age, high-quality supplements like multivitamins, creatine, and collagen. Loop earplugs for travel, sleep, recovery, and noise control. Clearly Not Coffee, a smooth, caffeine-free energy alternative. Heal, quick, plant-based meals for busy or bikepacking days. Shocks, open-ear headphones that keep you safe while training. Frey skincare designed for active people and sweaty rides. All the links, discounts, and codes are in the episode description, so check them out, grab some great deals, and know you're helping keep Zone to Speak rolling. Now, let's get into the episode. Today on Zone to Speak, I am joined by Leona Kringe, a creator, adventurer, and truth teller who splits her time between rugged trails, YouTube, and chasing honest growth. Leona has been open about her journey with body image and what it takes to find strength, not only in her muscles, but in her mind. From ultra challenge like the Via Race to daily rides, her content is more than just beautiful views. It's about resilience, authenticity, and using the bike and the camera as both sanctuary and platform. I am honored to dive into the highs and lows with her and explore what it means to paddle toward purpose, even when the road is steep. Leona, welcome to Zone to Speak.
Hey, great to be here. I'm really honored already hearing your words. Thank you. Nice to be here.
Yeah, so happy you're here. We met at Via Race and I immediately liked you and your vibe and what you stand for. And I knew I wanted to have you on the podcast as a guest because I think you are an amazing writer, an amazing member of our community, and you do have a very amazing journey and message. So thank you for being here.
Yes.
So you have been really open about your challenges with weight and body image, which in a world of filtered content can feel rare and important. Can you walk me through what your relationship with your body has looked over time? What were some of the hardest moments, and how did you begin to reshape the narrative with yourself and for yourself?
Yes, that's quite a long story. I really
We
try
have
to
time.
like shorten it a bit. I think from when I was a child, I always had a really like bad image of myself or with my body. I always was a really like strong child, and then I struggled with anorexia when I was like 11 or 12. It started like I really wanted to lose some weight, and it got worse and worse. And I was like, okay, I really have to get smaller and thinner, and I really want to prove myself and others that I'm like disciplined enough to be as thin as possible. And yeah, that really turned into the anorexia and the eating disorder. And this is something that, like, I think I struggled almost 20 years with it. It's
Wow.
like since 3 or 4 years, I really can say I'm healed, and my body healed as well. And for this, I really needed to gain weight, just to heal not only my mind, because you really need to gain weight to like think more clearly about things like this in the eating disorder, to be strong enough to break through your old habits, your really destructive thoughts and stuff like that. But I also needed to gain weight just to heal the consequences, like osteopenia. I lost my period for about 20 years. I just gained my
Wow.
period back like 1.5 years ago. This is just
Wow.
like, it's crazy. And for this, I really needed to gain this weight. But this also, I needed to change my body image, just to know that I'm strong, although I'm heavier than before. And especially, I think in cycling, that's really just a tricky thing, because you always have the numbers. You're like, okay, if I'm smaller or thinner, I'm faster, especially on the climbs and stuff like that. And what really helped me is that I started to lift weights, to go in the gym, really put muscle mass on. And it's always a bit of a conflict with the cycling stuff, but I really tried to trust myself and to just focus on health and performance, and really in the long term thing. And yes, that's a bit the story behind of my body image, and my wish to really be as authentic as possible about it, because I really know I'm not the only one who
Well,
struggles
no,
with
you are
this.
not.
There are
You are
so
not.
many, especially women, but also men out there who struggle with this and who never step out of this struggle, and just stay in this like safety of being thin or smaller or eating less and stuff like that. And that's really sad. Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that. And I think it's important that we talk about it and hopefully start to create change, which is not easy because it's an inside job. It's like a daily conversation with yourself to be healthy. And that, I don't know, I grew up on the Kate Moss era, which, you needed to be as skinny as possible. And now it's a little bit better. I mean, of course, there's like the filtered of the social world. Um, but I think maybe it's a little bit better because we have different role models out there with different body types. um, but it is an inside job of accepting, like, when I never had an eating disorder, but I definitely struggle with wanting to look a different way. And I think sports really helped me, even though I know in cycling there's, or many other sports, you have to, oh, you don't look like a cyclist, or you need to be lose weight to to be faster. um, but it helped me in a way to tell myself to be kinder to myself and say, look what your body is doing. You are riding your bike 100 kilometers, or you are doing an ultra race, or just trying to be kinder, that like this body is enabling me to do so many incredible things, and I shouldn't be treating it so poorly. I shouldn't hate it, I should worship it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. But I think it's really important to be aware of this, how we think we should look like, or how the perfect like cycling body should look like, or athletic body. There's no really way of, like, when I look at someone and I think like, oh, perfect body, this person has to be really fit. But that's not the truth. But I think we all are tending to think like this. And so not only for others, but also especially for ourselves.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah. And we have to think as well that it's just like we are weekend warriors in a way. I know a lot of us are doing a lot of efforts out there and being much more active than a regular person, but we're not pros. We're not like in the world tour. And even world tour athletes gain weight off season because their body type is not sustainable.
Yes.
So yeah, just keep on telling that to ourselves to know that this is not the norm.
Yes, totally.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so many endurance athletes talk about weight in terms of performance or aesthetics, but you have made it clear that the mental side is just as big. So, how have your perceptions of fitness and ideal body, or what should I look like, shifted as you do more endurance sports like your rides, ultra races? How do you balance pushing yourself athletically without internalizing harmful expectations?
Yes, I'm honest. I'm still trying to find the right balance in it, but I think I needed to learn through some injuries to really change my mind towards the performance and just to think about more about the long-term stuff. I had some stress fractures some years ago. I really broke my bones due to just a normal like fall down the ground. And all of these things just lead towards the change of my mind, that I really thought like, okay, this, I don't want this to be my future. I just want to have fun on my bike, really want to do this long term for the next like 20, 30 years and so on. And then I also realized that my mind is like limited. I just don't want it to be limited every day, just focusing on weight, on what do I eat, how can I be smaller and stuff like that. I just thought about, this is not my life. I don't want to to live like this anymore. When I realized this, I just stepped aside, thought about it, and then I just started working with some experts, especially nutritionists, and they helped me with all of my training and stuff like that, and just teach me how to fuel myself better, just not at the daily baseline. So especially for my training and stuff like that. Yeah. And
I
this was
think it,
also the first time when I had some performance diagnostic with bioergometry and stuff like that. And I really realized the first time in my life that I really have like, that my body is amazing.
yeah,
Yeah. And I was
yeah.
like, okay, that's, I'm just, yeah, it was like a miracle for me just to
Well, I'm
realize this.
so happy you came to that realization
Yeah.
because some people keep on chasing something that it's probably never achievable. I'm a wellness coach and I talk a lot about that with my clients, that you need to come to their realization that wellness is not having certain looks that are not sustainable or sometimes even achievable. um, and I also talk a lot about loving yourself. When you look in the mirror, you cannot look at a part that you hate and continue to hate yourself on the daily basis. You need to look at the parts you love and start there, and then eventually becomes a habit that you are grateful for your body and you start to love your body. And but of course you need also, like you said, you have coaches and you start with a nutritionist. It takes sometimes a village for you to have the narrative in your mind in the daily basis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And also this work just gave myself the trust to like eat more in training and stuff like that.
Yeah, women, we're so ingrained not to eat as well. And we need to eat, especially when you are riding or doing any endurance activity or any activity. You need to eat, and you need to eat all macros. They are macronutrients for a reason: carbs, fats, and protein. It's not just protein.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about VIA.
Yeah.
VIA is such a high stakes, raw environment. It's a 4,000-kilometer race. It has exposure, unpredictability. It's a crucible for both body and mind. What was your VIA race like, both physically and emotionally? Were there moments where you felt your insecurity surface more strongly, or how did you manage those?
Yes. So Via for me was totally different than expected. Like, I mean, 2 or 3 months before Via, I just felt like, okay, I'm really in a really good shape. I'm really feeling strong, and yeah, I have some plans and goals, and I think I really can make them. And then just right before Via, I got sick, and then we detected an iron deficiency, and I really felt like more tired just in training, but in daily life, and this is what I took with me into Via. And I really was struggling with a lot of fatigue, and I was really like tired. I really had to sleep much more than I planned to. I remember we talked just before the start, and I was like, okay, I really want to ride very efficient, and I just want to sleep like 2 or 4 hours because I know my body can handle this. And yeah, I mean,
It
this
didn't
plan,
work that way.
no, like for 2 nights it was fine, and then my body really felt like, okay, I'm knocked out. And already in Italy I was like, okay, maybe I just it's just not my race. Maybe I should do an DNF, just should stop right now, because I really felt like really off, and not the way of being tired in the ultra race. I mean, I know this feeling, and this was just like from another space. But I really didn't want it to stop, or I really didn't want to not continue, because I really was looking forward to the race itself, to the route that I planned, to the checkpoints. And then it was like, okay, just keep going day by day. Just as long as you have joy, as long as you be happy every day on the bike, just keep going. And this is what I did, and I finished um, pretty much later than expected, but I finished. And yes, it was really a great experience, but totally different than expected. But yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm happy you kept going. I'm happy you decided to enjoy and, reset, readjust. I felt you were a little bit disappointed with yourself that it didn't go as you planned and you finished after the goal you set for yourself, but I hope you realize that you did something monumental. It's not easy to line up. It's not easy to get through, and it's not easy to finish a 4,000-kilometer race that you also do your own routing and you're completely self-sufficient. So I am total awe of you. I think you are amazing, and especially that you are being. I felt that you're being hard on yourself and questioning yourself. And I think you did amazing. I know it was a little bit longer than what you planned, but for me, it's still an amazing time. I mean, what did you average? More than 200 kilometers a day.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, it's a
yes,
lot. It's a lot.
yes.
For like, what, you finish in 17 or 18 days?
I think 70.
Yeah.
I finished on Monday in the evening
Yeah.
after the longest 200K of my life in the Netherlands. I was just 200K to go, and it took like forever in the flat.
It was a tough one. It was a tough one, and it also started with so much climbing, and then you had the flats, which should be a relief, but then you have to keep on pushing. You don't have the down hills to do any recovery. So congratulations again on
Thank
that
you.
finish. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Did you get any of that in camera? I know you have your YouTube channel, which is a space where you share polish and raw moments. How has creating video content, showing your rides, victories, setbacks, play a role in your journey?
In Via, I really just took some videos with my phone and not with the camera. I just focused on myself, and I'm really happy I did so, and I just didn't put the pressure on me to create some content. I'm a bit sad about it, but this was just the right thing for me to do in this race. Yeah. I planned otherwise, but yes. I think I will do a follow-up with just some pictures that I have, and yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's healthy to put the camera down and just be with yourself. Yeah. Are you going to do Via again next year, you think? Or what do you have? What are you planning?
While I was riding Via, the two, I was always thinking like, oh, I have to come back next year. So I really would like to come back to chapter 3. I think it depends on the checkpoints and the route. I think some of the route is clear, that it finishes in Norway and stuff like this. This would be amazing, but this means for me some tricky stuff like mosquito and stuff like this. I already cycled 2 times in Scandinavia, and I have a big allergy against the mosquitoes.
Okay.
So this is a thing that's a bit tricky for me, or can be a bit risky. We'll see. But I really would like to go back, because the community, it was just amazing.
Oh my gosh,
I
I
really loved it.
loved being there.
Yeah. And I
Yes.
really was like so sad that I missed you at the checkpoints, or the team, or the finish itself, the finisher party. I was like, no. Oh, yeah. It would be great to come back next year. Yeah. Just to see everyone again.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to be there as well, but not riding, not riding. I would love to ride a little bit, but 4,000, it's still a big challenge far away for me. I don't think I would take that up anytime soon, but total admiration for everyone doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, what has been the most unexpected lesson you have learned from riding and adventuring on your own terms?
The most unexpected, pretty good question. I'm stronger than I think I am, that I really can go much more further than I expected. I think this is really the point that always blows my mind again and again, just to realize that I can shift limits when I don't think about them, just focusing on riding or just continuing, and then you're just like, oh wow, I'm really like, I went this far. It's amazing. Yes.
It is pretty incredible. Because before Via, you also did, it wasn't a race, I think you did on your own across Europe.
Yes, the European Divide Trail. That's an
Yeah.
official bikepacking route across Europe. It's off-road, like about 70% off-road, from Portugal to Norway, or the other way. You can choose. Yes, and I did it, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. Yes, from the north, from south to the north. It's over 70,000 kilometers long. Yes.
Wow. How was that experience?
It was amazing. It was really like one of my best times on the bike. It was the first time after school, after studying, after my PhD, that I really had like 3 months of off time, just cycling and being on my own. And it was also my like changing point in my anorexia history, because after that I really focused on healing myself and my body, because after that my body was really like a bit crashed, and I realized, okay, I really can't continue like this. I have
Is
to
that when
change
you started
something.
cycling, or you were already riding before
No,
that?
I was already riding before.
Okay.
Yes. And I
Okay.
did some longer bikepacking trips on my own, crossing the Alps and stuff like that. Yes. I was already really into bikepacking and the long distance stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
And on the Europe divide, were you taking your time and really enjoying it, or were you like on a plan that you wanted to finish at a certain time? And how long did it take you either way?
It took me 2 months.
Nice.
Yes. I mean, I really tried to give myself a lot of time, but I always felt a bit like being in a hurry. I really was like a bit performance driven. Or better said, I was restless, and I just needed to ride my bike all day long. And I think it was the right thing to do at this moment, but I didn't really stop or took longer rest than maybe 1 day or a half day. It was pretty long. But
Yeah.
it was really like after all of the stress and some injuries, just a few weeks before leaving, I broke my collarbone. And yeah, I just was happy to just like all day long. But I
Yeah.
think there was the side of performance driven. And this is the reason I realized, okay, I think I really need to change something. I'm still running a bit away from myself, and I don't want this anymore.
Wow. You are very aware of a lot of your feelings. This is really impressive, I feel. Like,
Thank you.
I think being aware of all those things, you're like more than halfway there to find, I guess peace within yourself.
Yes.
Do you still feel now that you're running from something when you're on the bike, or you're finding more peace?
Finally, I'm finding more peace. Yes. It really took a long time. And I really needed to break through all of these habits from the anorexia, because I really needed to view my rights, to see training not as something to burn calories and stuff like that, just to really change the view at it. And this needed a lot of work. It was really it was really hard.
I'm sure. I'm
But
sure it
now it's
was.
really like I don't need to train. I really can just like take rest days, and I'm happy with it. And I really feel like really calm now.
Good. No
But
guilt.
yeah, no guilt. Just knowing, okay, I really need this, and I really feel confident and good about it. But like 2 or 3 years ago, it was like impossible for me. I needed to ride my bike every day, or at least getting up of bed and just doing like some hit intervals, or just, yeah, all of this running away. Yeah.
Some listeners may be anywhere in their journeys, starting, stalled, cycling, content creating, or just dreaming. What are some practice or mindsets or routines that you have adopted that help you when your self criticism was creeping in? Like, is there anything that you think you could share that might resonate with somebody else?
What always helps me is to surround myself with people who know me really well, and who trust me or give me the feeling of being just enough. And additionally, I think it's really important to be okay with myself, just to be not just putting the mobile into your hand and just keep on scrolling through social media. Just put everything down, go for a walk in the forest, just be with you, just write down your thoughts or do some meditation, some yoga, just the basic stuff. Like cooking or stuff like that, just to come back to yourself in a really simple way. For me, that's being at home, just being surrounded with my horses. This is something that really grounds me, and yes, and I think that's really rare in the time like today.
Yeah, and I think this applies to anything in life, to be honest. I think that's my experience, because also when I'm having some type of down moment and I just take my dog for a walk, it resets everything,
Yes,
and sometimes I don't even want to go on a walk. It's just because I have to walk my dog. But then when I get out there, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I did this. So
yes,
it's sometimes we do have to force ourselves. It's not something that comes naturally, like, oh, I'm just gonna go walk on the forest and everything's gonna be good. No, like you're
no,
not gonna want to go out on that walk, but go, and even if it's a walk in the city, if you don't have a forest or your horses or a dog, just, I think just getting, into the world and out of our phones and just getting some fresh air. It seems silly, but it does make a difference.
yes, yes, it does.
Yeah.
Even if you think like, okay, it's too simple.
Yeah, it is that simple, but it does make a
Yes.
difference. Yeah. um, what's on the horizon for you? More races, stories, adventures? How do you envision continuing your impact on your own and for others?
Yes, I'm thinking about some races next year, but I'm not really sure about it. Maybe Via, maybe some others. Or maybe I really feel like taking some off time just for me to come back to some old or own adventures that I did before when I just focused on racing like the last 2 or 3 years. And yeah, I really try to just keep on sharing my thoughts and the stories about all of this, even though I'm currently a bit struggling with it, just because I feel like, okay, sometimes it's just good to keep some things for myself and not directly speak about it, just to save some energy and then keep on creating, because this topic is just too important for me to stop sharing my thoughts about it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
please don't stop. I really
yeah.
enjoy your content and your
Thank
stories,
you.
and I think it's super helpful.
Thank you. Yes, I think I always have some thoughts about it, but just maybe that's the social media stuff. You always think like, okay, my content is not important enough, or the other stories are better, or stuff like that. Yeah, I really need to step over this again and again.
Yeah, yeah, we do, like um I was interviewing a mountain biker, pro mountain biker from the US. Her name is Sonia. She was a guest in the podcast, and she also has a podcast. And she's also a coach. She studied psychology. She's amazing. I love her podcast. And she told me something that was really helpful and it stayed with me. Obviously, I'm talking about it, which is she also was thinking like, oh, is my content relevant? How many people are listening? How many downloads? But then you don't, then she's just like, you know what is my what is my purpose here with my content? And it doesn't matter how many likes, we can't be caught up into that. It doesn't matter how many likes. She's doing this for her purpose. And if she's touching one person or 100 or 1,000, doesn't matter, because if you're reaching one person and that person is finding your content relevant and it's helping them somehow, that's why we're doing this. And I think that's you. Maybe I'm assuming, but I feel you very authentic, and you are not doing this for likes or
No.
to be popular. You're doing this because this is important to you and maybe even cathartic to you to talk about it.
Yes. Yes. It's true.
Yeah.
I
So
always
keep,
realize this when I get some DMs on Instagram or emails. Just sometimes the stories are like this long and just sharing. Other people are sharing their whole life to me and their story and their struggles with anorexia or being stuck in sports. How do you? I'm missing the word. Addiction. Yeah.
yeah.
Being addicted to sports and stuff like that. And I'm just like, wow. And then they say, thank you for sharing your story because it helped me to think about it or reflect myself or just to get myself help. And then I always realize, okay, it's really important to talk about it. Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Well, Leona, thank you so much for sharing your honesty, vulnerability, and strength. Your story reminds us that cycling and life isn't about having the perfect body or the smoothest road, but about showing up for ourselves even when it's messy or hard. Anyone listening who has ever felt not enough, not thin enough, not fast enough, not strong enough, I hope this conversation reminds you that your place in cycling, in adventure, in community is already here. And I can't thank you enough, Leona. Can't wait to see where your rides and your storytelling take you next. And hopefully our paths cross again, and I'll see you soon.
Yes. Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's all for today's episode. I want to thank the listeners for tuning in. Your support means everything. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider following, leaving a review, and sharing it with your friends.